you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. Join us. New from All Caps Comics, Cyberfrog, Unforgettable Tales on Indiegogo. 2 classic comics presented in color for the first time, plus a Blacklight Salamandroid poster. Back in today, links in the description below. Oh my goodness, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and you know me, I'm Ethan Van Sciver, 27-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. That's right, everyone, stay humble, but still let these bitches know. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media, and getting comfortable with my infamy. It's nice and cozy. Here we go, we're on Bleeding Cool today. And look at this, gossip, no show at Comics Pro and DC's big change. All right, I'm going to talk about this in a bunch of different ways today. This is an article from a few days ago, but I want to talk about it now because when this article was written, some things weren't known yet. And one of those things that wasn't known was that Dan DiDio, and I think it gets corrected in this article, they add it. They add it here. They're like, oh, by the way, this might be relevant. It might be relevant that Dan DiDio, co-publisher of DC Comics, was fired from what we hear for cause from DC Comics on Friday. He said, get your stuff and get, hey, out. You know, they actually had 2 big men, I think, carry him up by under each arm, you know, and no, they didn't do that. I don't know what they do. I don't know how they fire executives, but it sounds dramatic. It sounds like a dramatic thing. So Dan DiDio is fired right during this incredible convention here thing, this event. Is it a convention? It's not really a convention. It's a get-together. It's an event. It's a corporate kind of meeting where, retailers get together with the big companies and they complain about their problems. Well, let me tell you something. Evidently, DC Comics didn't even want to hear about it. The big convention, the big conventions, the big retailers have an opportunity during these shows, Comics Pro here, during this event, to say, hey, stop making Wonder Woman a transgendered, little person. I wanted to say midget, but that's not. I don't think you're allowed to say midget anymore. That makes me sad. It's a great sounding word, but you can't say midget. So they say, don't do that anymore. We can't sell transgendered little person Wonder Woman comics. We can't sell them. Stop doing it. It might make you feel good in your heart. To do this, but it doesn't equate to sales for us, and we're going out of business, and we're basically existing right now on pop figurines, which, interestingly enough, and perhaps ironically, do end up looking a little bit like transgendered, let's just say it, midgets, okay? That's what pop figurines do, look very, very strange. So that's how these Pops figurines, pop, part of the problem, pop, these are keeping our stores open right now, and that's not good. We want you to actually produce comics that work. Now, this is their opportunity to yell at the comic book companies, and DC Comics didn't even bother to show up this weekend. DC Comics were scheduled to appear in strength at Comics Pro being held at Portland, Oregon. Why is everything in Portland, Oregon? Why? I mean, I lived in Portland, Oregon for a year and a half. What is going on? Portland, Oregon seems to be the center. And I'm sorry if you're from Portland if you are from Portland, you're listening to this and you're like, hey, chill, bro. I hear you. This doesn't apply to you, but I will say this. Portland, Oregon seems to be the nucleus, the heart, the sucking black heart of SJW mob activities. It is kind of a mob. I think Zach, what does Zach call it? The Portland Mafia, the comics Portland Mafia. Everything seems to be happening in Portland, Oregon. I lived there for a little while, and like I said, I mean, Portland, Oregon is weird, man. It's like a whole artist city. It's like a little commune for artists. You can buy a storefront. And just like a normal storefront and what looks like these endless rows of like urban strip malls, and you can sell your paintings in there, and then you sleep in a loft above where your painting exhibit is. It's okay. It's interesting. Also, there's a high amount of human fecal material in the streets, but those things are not related at all. Those are 2 separate problems, okay? So anyway, Portland, Oregon, that's where, I think that's the heart of the problem in comics right now, and it's also where Comics Pro is being held. Let's see, Rich Johnson says, however, I am told by connected individuals that DC canceled most of their Comics Pro appearances. No one showed up on the first day, and DC missed their hour-long presentation shot. Comics Pro gave DC the chance to make it up, and they sent familiar faces Vince Laterrio, who has a great mustache, and Adam Phillips, who I don't know, for a 12-minute presentation. So they were supposed to do an hour, and of course the biggest names, Dan DiDio, probably would have been there giving the hour-long presentation about the future of DC Comics. But the future of DC Comics right now perhaps can be summed up by a quick 12-minute presentation by two people who mostly, man the booths and answer questions at comic book conventions for DC Comics. I like both. Well, I like this guy. I don't know this guy, but he never done me no wrong. So I'm not going to say anything bad about him. But these guys probably aren't the voices and the faces of DC Comics. So it's interesting that they sent them over to do a 12-minute presentation while, meanwhile, back at home, Dan DiDio was emptying out his desk. Now, there's something else here. DC's big change. This has been the rumored... this has been DC's big change. What is DC's big change? DC's big change is this. You're all fired, okay? And this is what we're going to see this year. You're going to see mass, would you call it layoffs, firings, not only of editorial and staff, Dan DiDio being the biggest, but also creative talent. You're going to see all of these people who called you Nazis on Twitter march to the hypothetical, metaphorical, theoretical gallows, career gallows. They're not doing a good job. That is what DC Entertainment has determined as they themselves are about to be jettisoned out into space by AT&T. AT&T doesn't really care. Again, let me just sum up what happened here. AT&T bought Time Warner, and the reason why they merged, the reason why they combined forces in this purchase, in this merger, was simply to combine their debt, which amounts to about $160 billion, and then push forward a brand new streaming service using all of the cool stuff they own, including DC Comics characters. You want a Batman streaming TV show? You're going to get it. Why? Because they have to dig their way out of $160 billion worth of debt. So that's all going to happen. In the meantime, why their shareholders ask, are we still publishing comic books? We don't need them. We do not need them for ideas anymore. We have 80 years of history when it comes to comic book stories to draw upon. Comic books are not making any money right now. And it's a lot of trouble. It's an awful lot of trouble for no gain, no profit, and it's not the future. It just isn't the future. So AT&T is basically saying, we're thinking about divesting our publishing arm. Now, people who are listening to this and getting scared, listen, don't be scared. It doesn't mean that there won't be Superman comics in the future. There will be, but they're going to be published by someone else, not DC Comics. What's going to happen is probably AT&T/Time Warner is going to say, hey, you, entity over here, publishing entity over here, do you want to publish the Superman comics? And this entity is going to say, okay, sure. Now, it's absolutely no different than when DC Comics or DC Entertainment gets Mattel to do their toys. Or when they get, I don't know, who makes clothing. They license out their characters for t-shirts, for slippers, for socks, for book bags, and certainly for action figures and toys as well. This would be the same thing. They're going to find another publisher to take all of the risk, all of the publishing risk, while just paying them a licensing fee. DC Comics is probably going to go bye-bye, and when I say probably, I mean almost certainly right now. It really feels that way. Don't hold me to it. I could be wrong. They could pull it out, guys. This could be a miraculous, do you believe in miracles situation, but it's really looking right now like the smart thing for AT&T Time Warner to do is to actually just get rid of DC Publishing, maintain the licenses of their characters. They're going to continue to own all of their Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash stuff, and they're just going to allow other people to pay them to publish the comic books, okay? So they're going to close shop. Now, how do we deal with this? How do we combat this if we're DC Comics? How do we fight back as hard as we can? Well, we can get rid of all of the people who have led us to this point, and Dan DiDio is the first, okay? We're going to watch everyone tremble while we fire Dan DiDio, and then we're going to get rid of about got 50% of the talent. We're going to fire all of the writers and the artists that have worked with us before, and we're going to go and we're going to, first of all, we're going to trim down our line an awful lot more, which is what I expect them to do. They're going to be publishing fewer and fewer comic books than they were last year. And last year, they cut their line by 50%. So now they're going to cut their line again, and they're going to bring in talent from Hollywood, established talent from books, cartoons, animation, places where these people have proven track records, not in comics, but in entertainment elsewhere. Because after all, a convincing argument to AT&T would be, look, you're going to turn all of this stuff into movies, television, and video games, right? Well, we have mined the talent already from television, movies, and video games and books over here to work on the pamphlets, the comic books, very, very cheaply. We are an R&D arm of your ambitions in streaming about our characters. Now can we stay? So get ready. DC's big change is going to be to import all kinds of big name talent, I guess. I don't know who these people are, but you might. And to fire everyone else. So you're going to see a lot of comic book creative professionals out on the streets. It's going to be amazing. Now watch this. Already we see on Google, as we search the big change, we can see Ken Christensen, a big new name for DC Comics, Tim Sheridan, a big new name for DC Comics, Jeffrey Thorne, a big new name for DC Comics. These people are the future. These people are the future of DC Comics. This guy especially, I don't know what it is about this guy. Hold on a second. Look at him. That is... If there was an Optimus Prime of Soy Boys, it would be him. You're looking at him right here. This is Soy Boy Prime, and his name is Tim Sheridan, a big new name for DC Comics. Look at him. He comes from the DC world of Superhero Girls Lego, all the Justice League action shorts. He comes from television DC Comics. This guy is going to be a big deal, and he is just the beginning of many, many, many more people like him who are going to replace the people that that have basically driven DC Comics into the ground. In the meantime, former sacred cows like Gail Simone over at DC Comics have finally started YouTube channels. I think the writing is on the wall. What's it like with Gail Simone? What's it like? It's like the French Revolution, kind of. It's like a bloodbath. That's what it is. It's a nightmare for people like you. And we've got to find a new alternative. That means probably trying to work your way into Netflix, Hollywood, video games, something else. Because the influx of people that are coming for your job and the jobs of people like you are coming from that direction. So maybe there's room for you. Maybe there isn't. But 2020 is going to be an enormous change in the comic book industry. A lot of people think that they're not ready for the change. They think that this is all exaggeration. They think that I'm making this up. But the writing is on the wall, everyone. The writing is on the wall right now, and all you really have to do is kind of put the pieces together here to kind of see what's going on behind the scenes, and to smell and taste the desperation of my dear former alma mater, DC Comics. Absolutely love DC Comics, but yeah, I mean, look, all things come to an end. All things come to an end, and DC Comics is boy, we're hanging by a thread right now. The sword of Damocles, as they say. All right, so in any case, I don't know, maybe I'll do a video watch. Do I do a video watching the Gail Simone first premiere video? This is your thumbnail? This right here? For goodness sakes, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that. I know a lot of people are watching this video and e-fapping it. I might as well. Anyway, in the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. We're really getting. Let me say that again. Subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. We're really getting into Comic Artist Pro Secrets right now. As we watch the collapse of the comic book industry. I'm going to be here with you to guide you through it, give you my opinions about what's going on, my suspicions and feelings, and any insider knowledge that I have. I will impart to you guys, my beloved audience. Heather Swain promo cards for my exclusive members of this channel went out today. So you should be getting yours in the mail soon. If you haven't joined this channel, there's a little button underneath that says join. You want to join because, I mean, the cool thing is it's $4.99 a month. You're supporting the channel. It's kind of like Patreon, but it's connected to YouTube. And we're going to make trading cards. So if you're a member, every month, you're going to receive an exclusive Cyberfrog trading card that nobody else is going to get. So your Cyberfrog trading card collection will grow and will be complete. And when everybody else goes, hey, how come you have these and I don't? You can say, did you join Comic Artist Pro Secrets? That's the answer. Thanks, everyone. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications. I'll be back. Let's look at the Gail Simone video today, too. Bye. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on a live stream. Thanks very much, everyone.